Hi everybody, this is Oxana. Today I'm going to show you how to make this quick, simple, easy wire wrapped ring. It uses one wire, 120 gauge base wire. It doesn't involve any weaving. This will be great for your very first ring, for a beginner ring. So if you want to see this, then just keep watching. Starting out with a really long piece of wire. This is 20 gauge, dead soft, round raw copper wire. And so I folded it in half so it ends up being like 12 inches because originally it was, I think, about 24. So what you want to do is just fold it in half like this. And then you take either one of these tools, which is bail making pliers, or just wrap around something round. You can use round nose pliers as well. So basically, I am wrapping, making just a loop, just a little round loop. And I'm making it go all the way around like this. And you can use your pliers if you want to just make sure the wire is side by side rather than on top of each other. I grabbed my round nose pliers by accident, so that's why I'm struggling with this. Alright, so now you have a little loop like this. So what you want to do now is you don't want there to be a big gap. You want your wires to be next to each other, so I'm just moving this wire down. And then I'm taking my pliers and I'm holding it in place so that I can bend it up. So now my wires are next to each other, like this. And what I'm doing now is I am pressing them together with my fingers so that they stay like this and don't move out of place. I want them side by side, just like this, not one on top of the other. And I'm turning the wire, but the whole time I'm pinching this tightly so that it stays nice and flat like this. But I'm turning the wire to make a loop. And then you can just kind of tighten the loop. If it starts to be not completely flat, you can use some pliers to flatten it down. And then I bring it up so that my wire is kind of on top of the loop. It goes all the way up. So now I'm pinching this down and I'm turning it down. I'm making another loop in the opposite direction. And I'm holding it again with my fingers nice and tight. And then you can kind of make these as small or as wide as you want. You just kind of keep turning it, making the loop smaller. It'll get smaller for you, or you can make them different, some big ones, some little ones. And then you just turn it again. So when you turn, you can turn this, like you can keep these wire ends on this side or on this side. And depending the side that you keep it on, that's, you know, how this is going to go. It's either going to go under or over. I like to just kind of do a mix of both. It really doesn't matter, but that's just something to note. So you keep going until this is long enough to form a ring. And if you have a ring mandrel, then it would be helpful in determining the size of the ring that you need. But if you do not have a ring mandrel, you can use something like this, like a chapstick or anything that is somewhat close to the size of a ring. So you would bend this around to see how much more you need to do. So I need to do quite a bit more. So once it is large enough, you want to, if you didn't use a ring mandrel and just use something like this, you want to see how it fits on your finger and make it a little longer. Like if this was the finger I wanted to wear it on, I'd obviously need to make like another loop to bridge this gap. But then for example, like for this finger, this would be fine for size. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stick with this size. I'm taking these two wires right here and I'm putting them through this loop. So this is kind of going to bend our ring out of shape, and we can reshape it again after we do this. So then I'm going to stick it on this thing again. Ooh. And just kind of reshape it a little bit since I unbent it. Alright, so for me it's easier to keep it on this from now on, but you can remove it if you want. So now I'm pressing down and I'm bending my wires just to connect and then to like finalize these wires here. So it's just another kind of twisty loop. I mean, it looks slightly different because we did it in a different manner, but kind of blends into the ring itself, you know? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut these, and the way that I'm going to cut them is I want to secure them, and I want to hide the ends through this little hole. So I'm going to cut them like this so they're like a little longer, and it gives me the room to work with them to put them through there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and at first I'm just going to bend them a little bit so they go through this hole. And then I'm going in on the other side and I'm taking the little end and I'm curling it to get that wire end away from what would be touching my finger, because you don't want that wire to, you know, hurt your hand. And then you can take some regular pliers and just kind of squish that down until you don't feel that at all, so that it would be comfortable to wear. And if it got misshaped in the process, you can put it on again and just kind of fix the shape of it. This little loop got a little bit pushed out of place for me, so I'm just gonna curl it back in. There we go. Alright, so now it's more or less seamless. Now you can put it on your finger and kind of choose an area that you like, that you think looks pretty, and wear it that way. So that is it for this simple, easy, quick wire wrapped ring. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.